Amy from Body Fit by Amy, and this is your first trimester prenatal arms workout. So while this workout is specific to the first trimester, and I am currently in my first trimester, it is also safe for your second and third trimester. Just make sure that you have been cleared by a doctor for exercise during pregnancy, and you're monitoring your intensity level and your heart rate and staying hydrated. So we're gonna be working all through the upper body, arms and back, and we'll be using a set of light dumbbells if you have them, and also going down on the mat. Are you ready? Let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna start just getting a little warm up, even though we're gonna stay into our upper body. Always good to get the heart pumping, get the muscles warm, blood flowing, and we'll just move through those muscles that we're gonna work. So a little easy march, rolling through the shoulders to the back. And take them a little bit bigger. And then big arm circles to the front, taking them to here. And then let's take a few deep breaths, keep marching. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And just a reminder, in this first trimester, it is totally fine to keep doing most of the workouts that you're doing. And usually that happens because sometimes for the first several weeks, we don't know that we're even pregnant. So let's just take some big arm swings out to the side, cross it over and under. However, the one big thing in the first trimester is you want to make sure that you're monitoring your heart rate. So if you're doing lots of crazy HIIT classes, high intensity intervals, let's take them up and down. You just want to make sure that you keep your heart rate at about a 6 or 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. So that means that you can hold a conversation. Maybe you're a little bit out of breath, but you're not breathing so hard that you can't talk. So little twist, make sure you're turning, pivoting on the knees and the hips. So that's one thing we want to make sure throughout our pregnancy is that we do a turn through the knees and the hips, that we're not just twisting in the torso. Reach across long, big stretches across, big reach, and then take it over your head. Breathe. So even just moves like this will get your arms working, but it is good to add a little resistance if you have it, because as we know, we definitely need to stay strong during pregnancy, because once that baby is here, flex the foot, bring it up. It's a lot of arms and back, right? We're holding the baby, rocking the baby, we're hunched over, feeding the baby, changing all of that. And then before you know it, he's almost 2 years old, like my first is right now, and you're constantly lifting 30 pounds all day long. Don't worry, you get stronger with it. And let's just do little gentle knee raises. And we'll do one last little thing. We'll roll through our back. So flat back down, round it up. These back rows will feel good all throughout pregnancy. Breathe, take it down and up. We'll go one more. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my dumbbells. And again, if you have been working out, make sure you bend your knees to do it, that we're not bending from our back. If you have been working out, it's totally fine to keep using the weights that you're using, even if they're heavier, that's okay. Do what your body is used to. If you're new to it, maybe start a little bit lighter. We're gonna start with a very basic bicep curl. So we're starting arms by the side, roll those shoulders back. We're just gonna curl up to the shoulders, take it down. Bring it up and take it down. And since this is the first trimester, we're gonna do these moves standing. It's totally fine to take them to a seated position if you need to, if it feels like too much. Also, you can always alternate one at a time, just breathing, just like this, or keep them together. And I'm gonna give you a few ways to add on. If you're feeling good, maybe if you have been working out, we wanna add a little bit of core work. We can bring one knee up, slowly down. If you feel too off balance with that, certainly just keep it nice and centered, both feet on the ground. This is just going to add a little bit of core stabilization. We gotta find ways to work our core during pregnancy without doing a lot of our traditional moves, crunches, planks, like that. But again, if that starts to feel like too much, please just keep it stationary like we did in the beginning. Let's go 2 more. Breathe. Good. And then let's just take it little side to side. So we'll take breaks. Since we are doing all upper body, we'll take some breaks where we just tap it out. which also might give you a little bit of cardio as well, which is sort of a nice little bonus. Our next move that we're gonna do is just your very basic shoulder press. So stabilize in the core. We're gonna bring those dumbbells up and we're just gonna press up and down. Elbows are just coming level with the shoulders. And again, if it feels like too much, you can alternate one at a time. If it still feels like too much, drop one of your dumbbells, hold just one, and just go straight up and down. Totally up to you. Keep breathing, and we're gonna do exactly the same thing. If you want, you can add a little knee raise. Again, it's a little bit of balance. We're doing this in this first trimester workout because as we grow, our balance is gonna become more off. We'll keep things much more stable. So it's optional, but if you wanna add the knee coming up, stabilizing the core, and let's go 3, 2, 1, and then just tap it out side to side. Roll through those shoulders. Know we're feeling it, right? Again, making sure that you're staying nice and stable in the core. You're gonna hear me say through all these prenatal workouts to hug your baby towards you. That just means kind of pulling everything in. So we're staying stable, keeping those muscles tight without a lot of contraction. Okay, so we're gonna take it into a bent over row. So sometimes it's a little bit tricky, so I'm gonna give you a couple of options. If you can, maybe you're already familiar with this move, feet about shoulder width apart, roll the shoulders back, hinge at the hips so you're here, but watch my back is nice and straight. I'm gonna bring the elbows up and drop them down. You may wanna check if you're new to this, looking in the mirror if you feel like you're rounding this way, and you'll kinda know. It helps to kind of keep your eyes out in front, keep the dumbbells out in front, here to here. Squeeze and squeeze. So bring it here, keep squeezing. Let's go 3 more. We're gonna come back to this move later. That's where your second option is, and we'll be down on our knees. Keep you a little bit more stable. Roll it up and breathe. And again, tap it out side to side. Everything that we're doing today, we are just doing for 1 set. And we're going, if you need more, you can always just do it again or see any of my other prenatal workouts. Okay, so let's take 1 foot back, 1 foot forward. We're gonna bring our dumbbells up for some triceps. So elbows behind the head, we're going down, or elbows on the side of the head, and then press straight up. Down and up. And again, you wanna keep those elbows close by your side. If it starts to feel like too much, you can do 1 at a time. The reason we have 1 foot back is just to support our core. Sometimes we tend to arch a little bit. We certainly don't want to do that with our growing belly in front. Elbows in, breathe, right here, and we'll go for 4. Pull that core in, 3, 2, 1 more, and relax. Let's go ahead and drop our dumbbells down, and we're just gonna tap it out side to side and just swing those arms again. Just again, we get the heart pumping and we shake out the arms. We give our hands a little bit of a break from that movement of holding the dumbbells. Sometimes that gripping is a little bit too much. And let's take them up and down. Breathe. So I said everything we're gonna do, we're only doing 1 set, but guess what? We're gonna do a different variation of each of those moves. Again, we'll keep our sets short. So bend, grab your dumbbells. This time we're gonna do hammer curl. So palms are turned in and we're just coming up and down. Same idea. You can do 1 at a time if you need to, or drop 1 of your dumbbells. And then if you want, we can add the knee for core. So exactly what we did before, just different grip. So our second set of things will have a slightly different grip, or different take on it. And we'll go last 4, abs pulled in, 3, 2, and 1. Tap it out, side to side, breathe, roll those shoulders. And then we're gonna do that same grip with our shoulder press. So same thing, palms are facing each other, and we're going straight up and down. Just like our triceps, if you want to put one foot back to give you a little bit more stabilization if you feel like you're leaning. And again, you can go one at a time if it feels like too much, or drop one of your dumbbells and go straight up. If you want to add knee coming up and down, you can do that. Make sure you're breathing. There we go. And we'll go 2. Last one. Relax, tap it out. Roll those shoulders. We'll do one more variation on that bent over row. So just showing you without the dumbbells first. Our first one was a close grip, elbows are in. Our next one, we're gonna go out wide. So same set of muscles through our back, just different angles. Grab your dumbbells if you don't have them already. And again, remember, feet about shoulder width apart. Roll the shoulders back, hinge at the hips, dumbbells come up wide. So making sure that we're not rounding here. So it almost feels like you're arching your back, sticking your butt out, but you're not. I promise you're keeping a nice flat back. Feels like too much, you can do one at a time. Breathe. There we go. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly roll it up, tap it out, side to side. Okay, so back to those triceps. One more little angle from there. We are gonna do one little variation. So everything looks the same to start, but we're gonna go down, elbows out, elbows in, take it up. Down, out, in, and up. If that starts to feel heavy with the 2 dumbbells, just drop one and do the same thing. Down, out, in, up. Down, out, in, and up. There we go. Keep breathing, focusing on the back of the arms. Last 3, 2, 1 more, and relax. Woo! Arms are getting a workout. Side to side, breathe. And let's take it up and down. Couple quick things on the mat and then we are done. If you want to grab a quick sip of water, go ahead and grab it here. Come down onto the mat with your dumbbells. So set them to the side for now. The first thing we're going to do is just a very basic push-up. So we're doing this in the first trimester workout. As we get to second and third, we're going to want to avoid things in that plank position, either on hands or elbows, because sometimes that weight pushing down can cause diastasis recti, which is ab separation. If you know that you have that from a previous pregnancy, or your doctor has told you in this pregnancy that you have that, then I want you to avoid these. Just take a stretch break or do some of the exercises that we did before. So coming into a push-up, on the knees if you would like. Certainly if you're used to doing them on your toes, keep them there. Abs pulled in tight, squeezing all the way through, slowly down, push it up. So it is totally up to you. If you want to make it small, just barely bending that elbows, that's okay. If you want to get all the way down, and again, hugging that baby towards you. So pulling up and in with the core. Again, this is why we do these in the first trimester, because we don't have as much weight going down. We can really strengthen the core while we strengthen with the upper body. If it feels like too much, also feel free to grab a chair or the back of the couch and just take it here. So stay with me. Let's just do a couple more. Last 2 and 1, and stretch it back. Breathe. One more exercise from here with those dumbbells. Again, same motion as working the back. We're gonna do that row. Let's stay just hands and knees. And this would be safe for everybody. We're just here, core is pulled in tight, and just one and then the other. Elbows come up. This is helping us keep the back flat. So if when we were doing those exercises the very first time, if that felt like you were arching or rounding the opposite way, you can always take it here to here. And if you're feeling super strong, if you're used to this exercise, you can take it to the knees from here, or even all the way up to here. One and then the other. But I'm gonna stay on my knees, pulling the core in tight. Squeeze. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big stretch back, reach it forward. Lean into that. Really reach your fingertips, set the hips to the back. And just gently come into a seated position. So we targeted all the major muscle groups of our arms and our back. Lean it forward. And if you're new to this and that felt hard, don't worry. It was hard for me too, and I've been working out for a long time. A lot of these workouts where we're very focused on one part of the body or certain parts of the body, it can get tough because you're working the arms the whole time, reach behind. But it is nice to isolate and get variety in our workout. That's why we do this. If you can lean forward a little bit. If you can't, grab them behind, just reach those thumbs to the back. Take one arm across, drop the shoulder, roll through that wrist a bit. One more here. Over here, and bring it up. I know sometimes it's a little tricky to get into this one. And one big deep breath in. And out. And that was your first trimester arms workout. Great job, everybody.